Peace family, Conjurequeen here, and today is April 13th, 2019, Saturday. So we're going to see what message does the Divine Spirit have for us today, okay? So let's begin. Flip over the Egyptian Book of Doors deck, and we're going to flip over the Legacy Tarot deck, right? So let's just get these a little bit more clean up in here. We're going to see what the Spirit has to say for us today. So basically what we have here is the goddess, the Metairie, the goddess Satet. She is from the family of Ta, which is the earth realm, representing the number 7, a very high spiritual number. Then we have Temperance over here, right? So I'm going to break down the cards individually, and then we're going to bring them in together as we always do. Now let's start with the Legacy deck, right? So we have Temperance here, and basically what the divine message is saying at this time is that it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to not be perfect. And sometimes when we do elevate ourselves, especially on a spiritual journey, we may have some minor setbacks. We may have some big setbacks. But we always have to remember that through the two extremes, through good and bad, positive, negative, darkness and light, is how we find the middle ground, right? How will you know the benefits of wellness if you've never been sick, right? How will you know the benefits of being patient if you've never ever had like a emotional outburst, right? It's all about trying to find that middle ground in between. So this is basically just confirmation to let you know that if you've been really working hard on yourself, whatever it is that you've been doing, and you've had a small setback, don't beat yourself up about it. Because we're all aiming towards perfection, and you have come so far. So what we want you to do is just accept whatever happens as it is what it is, and continue to grow and expand and do as you were. Like, don't just stop because you had a small setback, but keep going on. Don't let small mistakes stop you, okay? If you've been working out, and let's say you had a cheat day, and you probably ate some things you wasn't supposed to eat, and now you kind of beating yourself up about it. Listen, it's okay. You acknowledge what you did wrong, and now it's time to remedy whatever issue that you've done, right? So counteracting that negative energy or whatever that you put out, and remedy it with something that's more positive, right? So we're trying to remain neutral and trying to find that balance in between the two, hot and cold. Because remember, in order to make glass stronger, you have to apply heat and you have to apply coolness. So human beings actually are strengthened spiritually through hardships, through adversity, through challenges. So challenges are going to come your way, and there's no way to avoid challenges, okay? Because challenges is what helps us grow. So understand, take it with a grain of salt, continue to expand and finding that balance in between everything that you do. Don't do either extremes. You feel me? There's no such thing as a only perfect nice person. Every nice person has a dark side. And every person that may seem dark has a good side to them. But it's all about finding that balance in between. We have that darkness within us, and we have that light within us. And it's all about finding the balance in between the two. And that's one of the things with the spiritual community, is that everybody is all love and light, but then they don't want to acknowledge that shadowy self. And that's why that shadow self always finds its way kind of creeping up unexpectedly. So it's all about self-discipline, self-control, and pretty much like having that inner knowing, that understanding. Because through our mistakes or through our challenges, we gain understanding. And we know better, so we can do better next time. Right? So now we're going to look over here at Satet. Now, Satet is a very powerful goddess. She comes through basically as a warrior, but she's not just a warrior, she's a healer. And she's coming to you letting you know that, listen, you can have the best of both worlds. Just because you're a healer doesn't mean that you don't know how to fight or you can't defend yourself. It doesn't mean that you're a healer that you have to back down when darkness or adversity comes to you face to face. It's basically saying that you should have to stand up for what's right. And as a divine being that you are, it's okay to fight against those things that are trying to fight against you. Because what you're doing is you're walking in your light of the divine love, right? You're walking in your path and your truth. So whenever there's somebody or something that's trying to hinder you or block you in any way, you have all rights to protect and fight for yourself. It's called self-defense. for a reason. And I feel like the divine, she's coming forward, like showing you, like, look, you have blessings from the heavens and from the earthly realm. You have the angels and the spiritual guides from above and the higher realms assisting you, as well as those creatures that are here on the earthly terrestrial realm, right? So as a priestess, as a healer, as a goddess, as an empath, as a spiritualist, you have the power of above and below. You have the elemental powers of the spirits of the unseen world, and also you can utilize the magical abilities of those elements from the physical world, like working with the herbs and working with roots and minerals and the animals and the elements that we can see. So she's coming before you at this time saying, listen, even if you made any mistakes in the past, understand that forgiving yourself is number one. And realizing that as human beings, you are going to be prone to folly, right? Because you are of a divine essence and a terrestrial essence. So understanding that you are spirit and body, sometimes we are in this physical human experience, we're going to fall to temptation sometimes. That's okay, but don't beat yourself up, because guess what? You can purify yourself. You can heal yourself. You can find that balance to remedy, so that way you can have harmony and peace within you. Because if there's no enemy within, then there's no enemy without. And no matter how many times enemies may try to strike you or attack you, or any type of negative energies may try to influence you, as long as you are pure of heart and you are true to yourself and you are walking in your divine path, you will always be protected. As you can see, she has the bow and arrow and the ankh in her hand, as she is not only just a healer, but she's a fighter, and she comes to protect those healers. So Satet is the warrior that watches over you. You may be a really good person, but there may be people that's trying to strike against you, but she comes to tell you, baby, don't you worry, I got your back. You just focused on you healing you. Don't get your hands dirty, even if you thought about it, right? That's what temperance is about. You see her, she got the fire in her hand and she got the water in her hand. The water to heal and the fire to destroy. And she's like, okay, look, honey, I know how to do both the left hand path with the fire and the right hand path with the water. I could heal you or I could destroy you. Which one you want? Pick your poison, boo-boo, okay? So that's what Satet is basically coming through at this time, saying that, listen, it's okay to be of the world of duality. It's okay to understand both the light and the dark. You can't just turn a blind eye to one side of the universe or reality, right? So she's coming forward basically saying that the energy that you've been putting forward is you're about to receive it at this time. So if you've been putting forth a lot of good energy, basically what she wants to tell you is that, listen, nobody is perfect. We're going to make some mistakes sometimes. But, you know, what really matters is that the majority of the energy that you put out, if you're naturally a really good person and, you know, you're doing good things for yourself, you're doing good things for your loved ones, your community, your people, I feel like the gods are blessing you at this time. As you can see, the light is coming from above and it's coming downwards into the land. So you're protected on several realms, the heavenly realm and the terrestrial realm, as above, so below. So if you've been feeling kind of down on yourself, beating yourself up because of any type of issues or, you know, outbursts or whatever, like, you know, regressions you made, you know, like, don't beat yourself up. It is okay to try again. It's never too late to start over. And the Temperance card and Satet actually brings like hope of new beginnings, right? Satet brings hopes of a new beginning, letting go of the past mistakes, purifying yourself. She represents purity, right? Satet actually has a temple, a sacred goddess temple in Kemet to this day that's known as being like one of the most holiest goddess shrines in the world. So she basically represents like purity, purifying yourself, mind, body, and soul, and just pretty much understanding that all that matters is that your heart is in the right place and that you get up and you try again, no matter how many times you fall. By finding that balance in between, by working with the darkness and the light, by understanding your shadow self and your light self, and just healing yourself altogether on all different aspects, okay? So I hope that this message has touched you in some way. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Drop your comments down in the comment section. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified when we do have more daily tarot readings. And share this with a friend because it might inspire somebody. Until next time, family, Conjurequeen signing out. Peace.